Hi, I have not seen you in forever. How have you been? I am doing fabulous. How have you been? How's life? How are the kids? The pets, the goldfish? Hi friends, so happy to have you back. Sandy Salgado here. I hope that you all find yourselves well and in good health as always. Today's message I titled, Who is Your Tribe? What kind of individuals are the individuals that you need around you? And why is your association, our association, so important? To be able to answer that question, we need to understand the depth of who we are and why relationships are so important for humanity. Human beings are relational beings. We are relational by nature. In the beginning, God created man, said it is not good for men to be alone, and so he created Eve for Adam. So in our being, we long for relationships. We thrive through relationships, whether it be emotional relationships, family relationships, or friendships. There's also business relationships. We need people around us in order for anything to work, and you cannot tell me otherwise. How can you be in a relationship if there's not somebody else? And hold that thought. Yes, you can be in a relationship with yourself, but then there's the physical person, and then there's a person here. Two people or two parts to the person, or a business. Oh, but Sandy, I developed and created my business all on my own. No, you didn't. Where did you get the supplies from? Whether it was an online business or an actual building, you needed the structure, you needed the builders. We need people. I won't dive into that because that's probably a topic for another day. But we need people in order for anything to work. So, what is a relationship? A relationship is a connection between two or more individuals. So because we are relational beings and we desire these connections and to be in relationships with others, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, and yes, we've all done this. Out of that very desire, we allow the wrong individuals to enter into our life. We allow them to invade our circle of energy and raise havoc. Sometimes, more often than not, we allow these wrong individuals to be a part of our lives out of fear of being alone, believe it or not. So who is your tribe? That is what I want to get into. There is a diverse group of people and individuals that make up your associations. For example, the first group of individuals that are a part of our life is those that we know from afar, but we don't spend really any or too much time with them. We know them, but we don't really know them, if that makes any sense. Like, oh, hi, I have not seen you in forever. How have you been? I am doing fabulous. How have you been? How's life? How are the kids? The pets, the goldfish? I don't have a goldfish, but we're fine. We're doing fabulous. Kids are growing up, and work is good. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it was so good to see you again. We should probably hang out sometime, if you'd like, or not. Awkward. Anyways, so that's one group of people. And then you have those that we tolerate but don't really like. Now, we love them with the love of Christ, but there's really no commonalities. There's really nothing in common between the two of you. But then we have those that we truly, genuinely value, those that we give our time to, those that we spend our days with, those that we travel with, those that we have kids with at the same time, those that we are in each other's wedding, those that we call the besties or the BFFs. And lastly, we have the toxic relationships. Those that we know are no good for our mental health, but we just don't know how to break away from them. It's those people that when you see their name on your phone, you hide from your phone and you wait for it to stop ringing because you don't want to answer. Or if you're eating in a restaurant and that same person happens to walk in, you just grab the menu and you put it in front of your face, hoping that they won't see you. Or if you're in a mall and you bump into them or you see them from afar, you run into a different store or walk in the opposite direction so that you don't have to spend a second of your time with. Those are the people we call energy vampires. But today I don't want to focus on any of those other than the true valuable friends. Now, don't get me wrong. Each of these groups of individuals that we associate with, they're all very important because they all play a very important role in our life. They help us grow. But your tribe, your true friends, those are the ones that we're going to be discussing today. Now, stay with me, friends. Jesus Christ lived out the perfect example of this such tribe. He loved everyone and still does, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about the time when he was in the physical human time while he was here on earth. Like I said, he loved everyone, but he only kept a certain amount of people around him, close to him, which are the people that we know as the apostles. Now, they were also a very diverse group. Let's just get that out of the way. We had the stubborn ones. We had the tax collectors. We had the thief. We had the doctors. We had the one that Jesus loved that thought so highly of himself, John, who we probably could learn a little something about him. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. There was them, and then there was a few other ones. Now, with the exception of Judas, and maybe even Judas at the beginning did love Jesus very much, but something happened along the way. I don't know. That's not something I'm going to get into. What I'm trying to explain and to say is that they all loved him very much. So much so that they were willing to give their lives for him and for the gospel. So why is your tribe so important? It is because who you associate with says a lot or everything about who you are, what you aspire to, and who you will become. It's like they say, hang out with 5 broke men and eventually you'll become the 6th. Or hang around with a good-natured, kind-hearted individual that is successful and something good will come out of that. But you need those people in your life that will lift you up when you fall down. Those that will pull you back when you're going the wrong way, when you're falling astray. Those that will hold you accountable. Those that will love you in spite of your mess-ups, in spite of your mishaps, in spite of your shortcomings, in spite of your failures. Because let me tell you, you will encounter all of the above. You will go through storms. You will go through trials. You will experience hardship. And yes, don't get me wrong, it is absolutely possible to go through all of these things alone. But it is so much easier to experience these things when you have somebody there with you. Matter of fact, the Bible tells us in the book of Ecclesiastes, it's chapter 4, verse 9 and on, it says here, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. So all in all, to sum this up, your tribe is important. Who you associate with is important. Who you give your time to is even more important. But the most important of all is making sure that you are also that kind of tribe member. The one that does and gives without expecting anything in return. That is who we should strive to become and who we should associate with. All right, my lovelies, that is all that I have for you today. Maybe next time, maybe next week, we will talk about those energy vampires and how to keep a good, healthy distance from them. Social distancing plus some. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I do hope to see you again soon. Until next time, God bless each and every one of you. Ciao.